gonna work. Let's see if this works. I hope this works. It's kind of dark. Hello. Okay, this is new technology for me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. So we're live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. This is very cool. Huge shout out to my dear friend Vicki Langloff for this contraption that is suction cupped to my computer that is letting me be live in 2 places. This is really cool. So yay. Hi, Robin. Welcome back, darling. So it's raining here in Florida. You know how you can tell? Because my hair is going in every direction possible. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So, okay, for the first time ever, we're live on YouTube and not YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. What? Okay, I'm learning stuff. I hope this is working. And Riley, the little sweetest little kitten, is like has the teeniest little. I can't even. No human can go that high. Like with this little. This little. So yay! Hello, Claudette. Hello, Miss Maria. Woohoo! Okay, so because this is new, we've never done it this way before, and hopefully it's working. I don't know if it's working, but yay. So let's start as we've been starting each week with our retrograde recap. So we've still got Pluto in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, Jupiter retrograde. Good news on Jupiter is there's only 2 more weeks. Jupiter's going to go out of retrograde in 12 days. And then we've got Mars, which is going to be in retrograde for like forever. So Saturn is the big one because Saturn's kind of like the grumpy old man. Saturn is like the one who doesn't want things to change. Meanwhile, retrograde is all about change. So in the interest of change, I'm super excited because I have got Colette Baron-Reid's Energy of the 7 Oracles. And so this is a beautiful new deck. And so as has been my want, we are sticking with Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle because I love these. These are truly like the best. I have to hold them over here now. These are like the most fabulous cards that I think I've ever worked with, and I am just loving working with them. But each week I really have been enjoying grabbing one of Colette Baron-Reid's Goddess Power oracles to grab a goddess and see who's working with us, because it's always nice to know which goddesses are with us. And then I really love the idea of grabbing an energy card of the 7 energies, which do align with the 7 chakras, but slightly different. They're not discounting the chakras, but they're talking about what energy do we need to focus on, or what energy needs attention this week, that kind of a thing. And it's just a good place to get an idea of where you are. I think a lot of times we don't really check in with ourselves so much. So it's really important to have a check-in and see what's, I don't know what the thing on Instagram is doing. So yay. So we're going to learn. It says I'm live on Instagram. I don't know if it's actually checked. I can't check that because I'm using my phone to be on live on Instagram. So anyway, so let's grab one card. So this makes my heart so happy because the card that I picked is In Perfect Harmony. So In Perfect Harmony, and this is card number 11. I'm going to read this because this is such a new thing for me. I don't have I have not grabbed yet which cards go with which energy chakras yet. So, but as you might suspect, Imperfect Harmony is going to be in one of the lower chakras. So this is actually sacral chakra. So we've got the glasses we can read. So we have this, look at this beautiful card with the French horn and all the beautiful stars and clouds and musical notes. So this says, you're entering a time of healthy and harmonious partnership Collaboration is key here as you're invited to explore the potential inherent in making a commitment to another person, a group, or even yourself. Okay, so I love this already because as we're getting closer, and we've been talking a lot about the election upcoming in this country, because who isn't? And as we're getting closer into that cycle, it really is what we're finding is, and we've talked about this so many times, the rising of the dark and the rising of the light. And so we're talking about the rising of the light. And it isn't that they're getting stronger, it's they're getting more aware. And we knew there was going to be this fracture. We've been seeing this almost like a glacier calving, where that piece of the glacier breaks off, and you have this where it just kind of chunks off, and you see these things. It almost looks like in slow motion. Like if you've ever seen video of an avalanche, it's like, and it looks like it's going in slow motion, and it's like gazillions of thousands of pounds of ice and snow that are falling down. But it doesn't just drop like if you dropped a book on the floor, it drops, right? But this is so big and so massive that it drops, that you are watching it in slow motion happening. And that's really where what we've been seeing with this dark and the light of all of this going on. And so as we're seeing that, we're seeing the people who are going to cling to the status quo, like no matter what is going on, they're going to cling to that status quo, and they're going to be, nope, I'm not changing. I don't want to hear about it. I even saw a post today where somebody said, all of such and such a group of people are this. And I looked at that and I said, well, wait a minute, I'm in that group of people and I'm not that. It would never even occur to me to be that. So maybe let's not label everybody that way. And so, and people were like, yeah. So, but we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of people who are being duplicitous and who are going to be clinging to everything that they hold dear of what they've known to be familiar. And the people who are, and this is where we see, like in my state, we had another protest of people who want the no masks and they want everything to open up and go back to normal. And the problem is we're not ever going to go back to normal. It's never going to be normal again. It's never going to be what it was. It's always going to be something different, a new incarnation, a new evolution of what we were and who we were. And the people who are willing to be open to change and shift and grow and evolve, they're the ones who are like, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm seeing something different. I see my life is changing. I mean, comment if you will, if you have found blessings in this crisis. Have there been blessings for you, for your family in the quarantine? I know there's been shit. I mean, please don't get me wrong. I know there's been crap for everybody. I mean, people have been laid off. There's been, my husband and I work for ourselves. So I know there's been money issues. I know there's been job issues. I know people have lost loved ones. Too many of us have lost loved ones. I know that there is just drama and heartbreak involved in this, because how can there not be? But take a minute and think, haven't there also been blessings? And so often we get too caught up with our blinders on of going forward that we're not willing to look backwards at the blessings. I heard this quote by the CEO of Mary Kay. We had our virtual Mary Kay convention online, and it was a very interesting conversation between the CEO of Mary Kay and the president of Mary Kay US, talking about how the company had pivoted during the initial phases of this crisis. And it was so interesting because the CEO, who I respect a lot, and I really like David, and he said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And I thought that is so important, because I talk about that all the time. We get into a crisis situation and we put our blinders on and we say, I'm only going forward, and I just have to get through this period, this time in my life. And I have seen this even in my own self. I have people every day who are trying to text me or email me or Facebook message me information to get me to change my perspective and change and see their point of view. And it's not that I'm not willing to see their point of view, but there gets to be a point where you're just like, enough. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I know my mind on an issue, and I'm not going to change it. Right. And so even we can get intractable. We dig in our heels. We're like, you know what? I've heard everything. I know how I feel about this. I know, about this issue. I know that Black Lives Matter. I know that all lives matter. I know that until Black Lives Matter, all the lives can't matter. And we can say all the lives matter. We can say Black Lives Matter. But until we are willing to listen and affect change. And so all of these kind of conversations, I didn't mean to go off on a little Black Lives Matter tangent, but we have people who are trying to change our opinion, and they're not trying to educate us. They're trying to, some from the goodness of their heart, some from passion of their views, to get us to see something from their point of view. And until we're willing to see that with racism and what it's like, you know, my girlfriend's son turned 18, and she had the talk with him about what happens if you get stopped by police because he is a young African American man. And when my kids turned 18, you know, I had the talk with them was about condoms. I mean, and really that was like a lot earlier, but you know, it's a very different situation. It never occurred to me that I would be sending my, you know, 18, and my kids are older than that now, out to the world to worry about them being killed by police officers. And for my friends of color, that is a constant worry for them. And so until we're willing to see things from another person's point of view and really listen to what that experience is like, we're not going to be able to affect change. And so when we look at imperfect harmony, this is about collaboration. This is about creating partnerships where we're willing to listen. Because if you've ever played an instrument or been part of like a precision dance team or cheerleaders or anything like that, you have to pay attention to what's going on around you. Otherwise, you can't stay in sync with the other people in your team. The precision dancers, they have to watch and be aware. Am I on the right time? Am I on the right tempo? Like the Rockettes, they are not out there dancing for their own selves. They are dancing as a group. And that is a huge shift in our awareness. And so sometimes we get into a crisis situation and we put our blinders on and we just don't want to hear it. And so for me, for some people who have been sending me things and things and things, I just don't want to hear it anymore. And yet I still say to myself, you should go back and read this. You should be educated, be willing to see both sides. Unfortunately, for some of them, what I see is the white privilege side. And so then there's the place where I say, you know what, I've had enough of this. But again, to be able to make those decisions, but we dig in our heels. And so we get into that crisis and we say, I am not bending anymore. And so we're seeing that, not just in ourselves, you know, on the light side. So here's me full, you know, transparency and being, you know, confessing my digging in my heels for certain things, because I want people, I'm digging in my heels. I realize as I say this, I'm digging in my heels for wanting people to not dig in their heels and to be willing to see other perspectives and to be willing to understand what it's like for other people. And so in that, we're seeing that with the rising of the dark, the people who are not willing to see the other perspective, the people who are willing and committed to digging in their heels, that group is shrinking. That group is shrinking. Gratefully so. And in one level, and in another level, they are still adding, you know, new people. But in the overall, the people who are holding so tightly to the status quo as they knew it, that group is shrinking because so many more people are coming to the light. They're learning, they're growing, they're evolving, they're being forced to. So never let a good crisis go to waste. And 6 planets in retrograde, I think, was the high that we had this year. This is an energetic crisis that is shifting us in ways that we may not want to shift. And so when we get into, and it's interesting because I was talking to, and Maria McGill, I'm going to use you as an example because I was talking to my friend Maria and she said, I don't understand why I'm not in this group anymore. And I said, well, you are probably being pruned. And so when you evolve and you raise your vibration and you are continuing to move forward and you are shifting where you're going, so often the people who have been with you all that way up until that point can no longer follow you. And so now you are going off into a different direction and those people are being detoured. They're being diverted away because they don't belong on your path anymore. And that really is what happens as we continue to evolve. And we're seeing that too with that rising of the light and rising of the dark, that so many of the people over on the dark side, they're taking that detour to go into the light and say, wait a minute, this is angry and this is negative and this is duplicitous or cheating or lying or whatever it is. And I want to come over here because this no longer aligns with my soul. And I want to come over here. And so this comes into the harmony, imperfect harmony. And so this is into the sacral chakra. Okay, this is into the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra, right? So we have the base chakra and the sacral chakra in the pelvic area. And this is all about relationships. This is all about how we align and work and connect with other people. So this is all about that sacral chakra, and who we are and how we define ourselves and how we connect with others is all into the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So this is a wonderful card for some assurance that we have the choice of how we move forward and how we connect and create relationships with others. So I want to say to you, as you are, I'm stuck. I want to say to you, as you are looking at this card and understanding its meaning, I want to say to you that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're breaking off relationships with other people, but it can also mean that you are choosing how you proceed in relationships. And I want to tell you that again and again and again, that the most powerful, and I know you know this, the most powerful emotion in an energy in the universe is love. And so instead of saying to people, well, F you, I don't believe in what you believe and you should just bug off because I'm sick and tired of hearing your blah, 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 choose a softer path. Choose a softer path. Now, I'm not saying stand there and be a doormat if somebody is, rude to you. But to stand in the power of love takes strength and courage. And even when someone is being rude and obnoxious and everything to you, to be able to say, I see you, you're angry, you're hurting, and I'm sorry that you're in that pain, but here's where I am. And you can be being a jerk, and I will still send you love. I don't have to stand here and take your abuse, but I will still send you love. And one of the powerful, powerful things I learned in energy healing is that you can use the power of love over there. You can use the power of love way the hell over there. And there are people that I love. There are people that I love and that I pray for and that I send healing and just love. And I don't want them in my life. I'm grateful for the part that they played in my life, for the places they helped me to go and to get. I am grateful the universe took them away. And I wish them only love and blessing and healing way the hell over there. And that is okay too. So we do not have to be rude or be a doormat or be, stand in abuse. Nuh-uh. But we also don't have to ascribe to hate and anger. Because when you meet that with love, it is so powerful. Hi, Shari Dworkin. Just tuned in and perfect timing. Oh, I'm so delighted. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. So let's see which goddess is with us today. Let's see which goddess is with us today. I love knowing which goddesses are guiding the week. So we have Mama Kia. Mama Kia. So we're going to look her up in the Goddess Power Oracle book because I have no idea who she is. And I love that because I think when we know and we reach, we need help, we want guidance, we reach for the same goddesses, the same angels, the same guides. We reach for the same. I want to tell you, when I was first starting to do this work, I reached for Metatron constantly Metatron, then Camuel, constantly. And I reach for the same guides. And one of the things I love about cards like this, that card sets like this, the Goddess Power Oracle, is that it is allowing us to connect with so many other powers that we maybe would not have even thought to ask for. And that makes a huge difference because we can get into an energetic rut where we are not we're not asking for all of the blessings that we could be receiving because we're only asking the same people and the same entities. Now, we always talk about this or something better, right? This or something better, that please send me this assistance, this love, this guidance, this whatever it is, or something better. We ask that of our crystals as well. We say, please help me, guide me, protect me, lift me, whatever you're using, whatever crystal you're using, for this or something better. Because they are so much smarter and wiser than we are. And it is important to acknowledge that, and it's important to allow them to work in our lives. And so I am always excited when we pick a card, we ask Goddess to step forward to help us and to guide us and be with us and send their wisdom and strength to us each week. And I'm always so grateful that it is somebody that we have not worked with yet before, and the opportunity to welcome in new energy is so powerful, because who knows what she can do. So let's find out. Okay, so she is an inking goddess of the moon, which is fabulous because we're coming into the full moon. She presides over the power of cycles and seasons. She rules the night sky. And let's see, it says applying the idea of natural cycles to relationships and creative projects. Hi, Ursula. And you will see that there is no way to control these cycles, and only to use the creative energy that they offer as a way to help you. If your relationship, and so here she is talking all about relationships, which we just talked about with the imperfect harmony card, right? So here we are, right on the right goddess, on the right track. If your relationship is unclear, yet brimming with potential, you might turn to new moon energy that's in the spring cycle of life. There is understanding that there is divine order with everything that is happening in your life right now and in all relationships. And once you know that she welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. So I love this because this is all about the goddess of the moon cycles and the moon creation, talking to us about being co-creator of our relationships and talking to us about how we go forward into this moon cycle. So we just passed the quarter moon. So this is the time to really take a look at what you have put in motion for the new moon. What were your new moon wishes? What were your new moon hopes and aspirations, your goals for this moon cycle? We're in this quarter moon. We're moving now toward the full moon. To the full moon. So you want to take a look and see, am I on track to achieve what I wanted to achieve in this moon cycle, and allow this Incan goddess of the moon, Mama Kia, to help guide you. And to when we go through the moon cycle, it's important that we are taking a look at what I want to achieve and accomplish and shift. What are my goals? What are my intentions for this moon cycle? And then when we get to that quarter moon, you were taking assessments and saying, okay, am I on track? Am I going the right direction? Is this still what I want? Is this seem feasible? Maybe I need to stop and do something first before I do this. So for example, if I want to build a house, first I have to find a location. Then I'm going to have to get an architect. So, we can't just say, okay, I'm building a house. There are steps. Okay. And so we use the cycle of the moon to look at the different steps along the way and to assess ourselves as we go towards the things that we are working on. So what is it you're working on this month? We're going to start talking a little bit more about the moon. This makes me happy. It makes me happy. I love talking to the moon. And it occurs to me, we should all be talking to the moon. So we'll be talking about the moon. All right. So we've got cards with Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle, which I love. And it's my favorite card. My favorite card, absolutely. And so we are having our first card is, okay, I just can't make this stuff up. And I shuffle the heck out of these things. The Ever Unfolding Rose. And we have seen this card because this aligns with all things in the universe are working together. So this is cracked open. It is happening for you, not to you. For you, not to you. And so we talked a few minutes ago about, I love the moon. We talked a few minutes ago about how we put those blinders on and not letting a good crisis go to waste. I love this new quote. I'm going to use it a lot. So we have it takes courage when we get through that time of the blinders and we say, I just got to get through this time. It takes courage to choose. It is a choice to choose to turn around and look back and say, okay, what just happened? And what can I learn from it? It's harder still and takes a lot of discipline and courage to go, what can I learn from this? And why is this happening for me in the midst of the crisis? That takes a lot of being centered and a lot of being self-aware. I'm having a crisis, shit's going haywire. Why is this happening for me? And what do I need to learn? And what can I shift about it now? Okay. And so all of this works in perfect harmony. In perfect harmony. All of it works in perfect harmony because when we are in the ever unfolding rose, this is all about understanding that the universe is guiding us, even when it seems a circuitous route. The universe is guiding us, and that all the stuff that's happening, even the stuff that's challenging, is happening to shift us on a course correction, to keep us on the path. All of it works together for our highest and best good. All of it works together for our highest and best good. All right, let's pick another card. I'm gonna shuffle extra because they're telling me to. I'm gonna shuffle extra. All right, so next is, sometimes we just get the same cards that keep coming up. So this is Star Mother. Star Mother is all about self-care. Self-care, and especially as we're getting up into the full moon, the moon energy is rising. It goes up to the full moon, and then it comes back down towards to the full moon. It comes back down to the new moon. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. Make sure you are taking time for yourself. Get in nature. Put your feet in the grass. Ground. Clear the energy. There is lots of energy, and as things are shifting, it is so important that you are taking that time for you. It doesn't have to be hours of meditation. Take some time. Take a walk. Get in nature. Touch a tree. Dominant hand receives, sends out, non-dominant hand receives. So if you're touching the trees, do it with your non-dominant hand. Take a walk. Stand in the grass. Stand in the moonlight. It's raining a lot here. Please don't get struck by lightning. But go spend some time outside. Put a mask on if you need to. If you are, can't be away from people. But breathe. Take a salt bath. Take care of you. We really cannot survive unless we're willing to put our mask on ourselves before we assist others. We've got to, because as Mama Kia is shifting things in the universe that is ever unfolding for us, we must be keeping our health a top priority, never more than right now. Keeping our health and safety, our energetic health and our physical health as a top priority. Where can you mother yourself to take good care of yourself before you take care of others, knowing that all things are working together in perfect harmony, and that you are on the absolute right track. This is the pillar of light. This is talking about your vibration, your rising. Your personal vibration is lifting. You are taking others with you along the way. You would not be here watching me week after week if your vibration was not rising. You are shifting the resonance of the planet. You are shifting the Schumann resonance. We are shifting the heart resonance. We are shifting the planet. We are. And all of this stuff that's happening is about the universe trying to realign our energy, and we are on the right track. It is not easy. It is not fun, but it is absolutely, we are going in the right direction. And I pray, at least in this country, I pray that that the right outcome of our election happens in November, so that we can go back to a direction that stays towards the light. And that is the part that makes me feel hope, is that every time I pull up cards, every single time I pull up cards, it is all about hope. It is, hi, Zenia! It's all about hope. It's all about love. Every card, I pull the cards, I pull cards every single day. And I say, are we going in the right direction? Are we doing this right? And to be able to say yes, because every card that we pick is all about the hope and the moving forward and the elevating of the vibration and the lifting people up and clearing away the crap. And honestly, I think that that is truly where we are. Our society has had a cancer to it, and we have to see the cancer cells before we can eliminate them through chemotherapy and radiation or vitamin C treatments or whatever would be. We are using everything in our power to shift the vibration of our society back to the light. And it is so important that we do not quit and that we continue, even past the election, no matter what the outcome is of the election in this country. And we know that what happens in this country affects the entire world. No matter what happens to the outcome of this election, we are still moving forward on a path to the light. And it is so important that we hold on to that, even if there is, not the outcome that we want, we still hold on to that so that we can continue to build the coalition of light and to build our vibration and to raise the vibration of our human society as a greater collective to build that, to be able to move that forward. The universe, Robin, you are so right. The universe always chooses the right cards. So we have, hi, Ursula. So we have Mama Kia. All right, so get those questions ready because I've got a few more minutes. So get those questions ready. So we've got Mama Kia, the Incan goddess of the moon, who is watching over all of this, helping us to make sure that we are staying on the right path and asking us to trust in the co-creation of the universe and with the universe. And we have our 7 energies card in the sacral chakra, in the second energy of relationships and building coalitions. This is so important. Building coalitions and knowing that we are in harmony. And when we meet conflict, to be able to meet conflict with love and to be able to bring that to, even when people are showing their, what do they say, showing their arse, showing their negativity or their closed-mindedness, that we are meeting others with love. That is not always easy, but we're meeting others with love and knowing that it is all in perfect harmony. Hi, Laura Claypool. Oh, y'all make me so happy. Okay, so remembering that, where did we start? That this is the, is that where we started? I think so. The ever unfolding rose of the universe is happening for you and not to you. Okay, for you and not to you. That it is up to us to take a look at the crisis situation and have that presence of mind and that self-discipline to say, okay, things are going haywire, things are going screwy. What can I do? And what do I need to learn from this? And where do I need to shift? So what is the universe trying to tell me so that I can make that course correction? Knowing that we are absolutely on the right track. With Pillars of Light, our vibration is rising. Our vibration as a society, as humanity, is rising. I look at the peace treaty between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. That is unbelievable. I never in my lifetime thought I would see that. What a gift. What a beautiful move to see people choosing light over dark, to choose to lay down weapons of war and to make peace. What a powerful message that will send to the rest of the world. So things are shifting. We have to be willing to see them. It is our choice to take those blinders off and say, what do I need to see? Where can I choose to see the blessings in this crisis? Where can I choose to see the blessings in where I'm being shifted? When we're being shifted, it's not easy. Change is not easy. We know it's not easy. Where am I being shifted and how can I see the blessings in it? Because choosing to see the blessings, it is a choice. It is absolutely a choice. It is up to us. We can sit there in the mud and be like, this sucks. Everything just sucks. Just whatever. Whatever. And we can just be crappy about it. Or we can choose to say, okay, my skin's going to be all super soft because of the mud. And we can choose. And I'm not trying to be all Pollyanna about it, but I'm saying it is a conscious choice. Happiness, gratitude, walking in the light of love. That is a choice that we can make every day instead of sinking into anger and resentment and frustration. And so, reminder from Star Mother to be good to you, to take time for self. I know, right? It's not just the U.S. leaders, Robin. If I only could get that message through to all the leaders. So hopefully there's lots of, share the videos. If you like my pages, share me. Let's get more people listening and talking about the messages of love, right? But take time for you. Star Mother reminds us that it's so important that we take time for self-care for ourselves. Okay, it's so important that we take time for self-care for ourselves. Okay, we've got a question. To show interest in me, which is definitely the wrong one for me. Oh, Ursula, what a cool question. To show interest in me, which one is definitely wrong for me? Ursula, I want to say the one with the darker hair. is the one that I'm feeling pushed against. When I feel into your energy, I feel the two. I feel one has darker hair than the other, and I feel a lot of pressure in my ear. I feel like he's a sweet talker, and I feel like Ellie Wellness. I ask that question every day. I ask that question every day, and I want to say, Ursula, that I feel this pressure in my ear. I feel this pressure in my head that says there's a lot of words, and that it's a lot of words, kind of like Trump. There's a lot of words and not a lot of substance. I feel like it's really misdirection. He's trying to get you to follow your, listen in distraction. I'm talking to you so much, I'm giving you distraction, so you're not going to see what I'm doing over here that might be like a negative situation for you. So the one with darker hair, and I'm seeing also like colored shirts. It makes me feel like almost like golf shirts, like I want to say preppy, like the polo shirts from the 80s, or with the where you can turn the collar up, but I'm not it's not 80s, but like the golfing shirts, those short sleeve, with the little placket right here, and the so that I want to say, stay away from the darker hair and the golf shirts, and I hope that helps you. Okay, any other questions? Anybody else that has a question? I decline to make a prediction on the election. Here's the thing. Humans have free will. We know this. Humans have free will. And we saw this in the last election, that people voted and they have made their thoughts and their opinions seen. And we have seen leaders ignore them. I have seen it in my own state of Florida, where I live, that the voters voted to legalize medical marijuana. The voters voted not to have 3 new toll roads built that would destroy the environment. They voted to restore voting rights to felons who had paid their dues. And our Florida government turned around and said, yeah, we don't agree with you on any of those things. And their legal challenges continue. So since 2016, when we voted, the voters were clear. These were not close races on these elections, on these ballot measures. And the people spoke, and the leadership of our state said, yeah, we don't care. And so I decline to make a prediction about the election, because humans have free will, and there are people who will run away with that. And there are people who have power that will abuse it at any opportunity that they can. And so while I know what my personal choices will be and what I hope will happen, we saw in the 2016 election that the popular vote went one way, and the Electoral College those people chose to go another way. So I have seen lots of petitions and things going around saying that we commit to the Electoral College, whatever the popular vote of the state is, the Electoral College will go that way. And that will, remain to be seen if that happens. Okay, so there's LA Wellness sent a request to be in my video. I didn't know how to do that. Should I go to the mountains in November for ayahuasca ceremonies? Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the ayahuasca stuff, because I do understand that you can go on these trippy journeys and that that's an experience to be had. However, I do personally feel like it masks the work that we are trying to do. I think that any higher vibration and any personal growth and any bringing yourself into the light that can't be done coherently, and this is my personal opinion, anything that can't be done while you're in control of your faculties is maybe a misguided place to start. I feel like if you need drug or herbal accentuation, that we need to take a look at what we're not willing to deal with, that we're wanting to look behind a curtain, but we're not willing to do it with our eyes wide open. And so that is just my personal opinion, that I really choose to work directly with spirit in a place of coherence and co-creation. And I think that when you bring drugs and other things into the mix that take you to an altered state artificially, I think we miss the opportunity to co-create with spirit with our feet on the ground. And so that's just personally, that's just my personal opinion. All right, we've got one more question on Virgo or Scorpio? Ursula, I'm not clear. Are you asking about you? I don't do guessing games, but when we do stuff like this, it's really, I'm just connecting really into the surface of your energy. I'm not really connecting into heart to heart, which we would do in an actual session. So I'm just connecting into the surface of your energy. I know your question, Yesenia. So I kind of go back to what I said before is I just don't make election predictions, and this is the whole thing why psychics don't win lotteries, because we don't make the election predictions. The universe tells us what we need to know and what we need to share with you. So I would love it. Wouldn't it be great if psychics could win the lottery, and we could help everyone do that, but that's not how it works. So Yesenia, what I will tell you for your question is you are absolutely 1,000% on the right track. So I'm going to shift back over to Facebook because this is so cool because I'm doing 2 different things, which is never done before, and I'm so excited. I love you right back, girl. Shelley Warren, as my vibrations rise, will my guides and angels become stronger in communicating to me? Yes, they can. However, that is completely up to you whether you choose to hear them. The more you allow those energies in of your angels and your guides and your loved ones in spirit, the more you welcome that co-creation and that collaboration, that conversation, the more you welcome that in, the more they will be with you and the more you will be able to receive them. Absolutely, 100%. I am constantly hear things in my head, look over there, do this, just put your hand up, take a step, move a thing, and then something happens. It's always, the guidance is always right. You have heard me talk before about working with the manatees and protecting them from swimmers and canoes and kayaks in the state park near my home, where people can swim with them and they think they can touch the manatees, which you cannot. And it happened again yesterday that I was sitting in the water. There was literally nothing happening. There was no manatees. There was nothing, and no people around, which was fine. And I literally heard it in my head, look now. And I looked over there, and there was a manatee coming right into the area, came right across where I was supposed to be waiting for them. And we went and did the manatee thing. The manatees, it didn't make any sound. There was no reason in the world for me to look there right then and there, except I heard it in my head, look now. And I looked, and there he was. So the more you work with them, Shelley, the more you welcome them, the more, the stronger that conversation will be. It's like building a relationship with your best friend. When you meet somebody and you just click with them and you think, oh, I connect with this person, I want to get to know them more. And the more you talk and the more you share time and the more you share stories and experiences and things like that, the stronger those relationships will be. I talk with my kids, my one that graduated college and my other one that is starting his sophomore year in a couple of weeks. And when he went, the both of them, they said the same thing for their freshman year in college. I left all my people behind because they both went out of state. When we moved here from Los Angeles to Florida, I left all my people behind. And we have phones and texts and Facebook and FaceTime and all those things, but I left all my people behind. They left their people behind. So we had to build new relationships and new connections and new bridges, and we had to have new experiences and new shared experiences where we could build trust and we could build the ability to be our most authentic selves with the people around us. And that is how it is with spirit. The more you allow them to come into your life, the more you can co-create, the more trust we build, and the more power they have to say, hey, look, to guide you every single day. I don't just say, okay, I'm going to go live. It's time to come in. I welcome them into the conversation all day, every day. And when you build that, you will be raising your vibration. It's a circle. The more you raise your vibration, the more you're going to connect with them. The more you connect with them, the more you raise your vibration, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it's all connected because all of it, right? We go back to the card. All of it is happening for you and not to you. And with that, I will leave you. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending some time with me today. This is so beautiful to get to spend time in 2 places. If you like these videos, please share me with your friends. I am on my Facebook page. We are aiming to get to 700 followers and people in our beautiful community of light. And I will be giving away a free 30-minute reading. So thank you. So please, if you are not following me over on my Shari Dworkin-Smith Psychic Medium Facebook page, please come over and follow so we can give away a 30-minute reading. And I don't know how you share me on Instagram, but if you can, go for it. And I wish you all a beautiful, wonderful, light-filled week. Mwah. See you next week. Oh, Wednesday night, right here on Facebook, 7 o'clock for meditation. Come and join me and meditate with me. Learn to meditate, learn how to meditate, learn why to meditate. Usually about 25, 30 minutes. Come and meditate with me on Wednesday.